been struggling with late game, as a Diamond Terran, struggling with late game anything. Unfortunately, that I'm gonna quote AlphaStar, okay? And by quote AlphaStar, I mean quote the AlphaStar team on the basis of AlphaStar, the grandmaster is every race artificial intelligence. So AlphaStar, essentially what they did, I'm going to make a more in-depth video because I talked at length with the team. So essentially they created multiple players of each race, is what it came down to. It played a bunch of games with different agents, and all those agents had specific personalities. And by personalities, like they have styles they think are effective based on whatever path they took in their deepest of learnings. So, I beat the AlphaStar agent that played late game TVZ. I was Zerg, it was Terran, I went Infestor Broodlord, it didn't know how to deal with it. It struggled with the spell casting, it had great macro, but the micro was very lacking. But, the AlphaStar agent on the ladder that got to 6,000 MMR, you know what it did? It did a 2-base Marine tank all-in against every race, essentially every single game, including sometimes pulling the boys. That was the highest win rate. So, to quote AlphaStar, indirectly, just don't let them get there. I faced that one as well. Dunked on me. 100%. Comes up like it completely failed Hellion Harass, and then comes in with the sharpest 2-base timing. I had no chance. No chance. Just done. Special probably couldn't have done it better. But the late game, it definitely struggled. So I'm excited to see you fail at a 2-base timing and be forced to go late game. Or something along those lines. Alright. So I don't know why the factory is... A tech lab on the factory? Did you need a supply depot now, or are you just wasting money? Okay, so you want to know why you go Hellions? Because if you don't go Hellions, then you die to any amount of Zerglings in the early game, especially if you didn't get a bunker. That's a hypothetical, though. Like, usually players won't just send out 4 Zerglings. The fact you only lost none SCV, like, you should have lost more SCVs. That is a tragedy. That is not demonstrating my point. I don't understand why you're going Marines instead of Hellions, because Marines are kind of like Hellions at this stage of the game, but they're worse. So, this is like, you're going tanks and cloaked banshees. Okay. This is okay. So this is well, you're kind of leaving your life in their hands now. So I guess that AlphaStar build, you say you like the late game. So, but it's different when you build 2 tanks and sit in your base and go cloak banshees with no pressure potential at all. This is pretty much relying on the Zerg player to freak out and not make drones. Because if I saw this, I'll tell you right now, because you're Diamond, you're trying to get to Masters. I'm pretty Masters. Sometimes Grandmasters. I see 2 tanks and a 3rd base. I'm like, alright, 80 drones, 4 bases. Fuck this guy. He's not moving out for at least like 2 minutes. Even if there's a cloak banshee, whatever. Build 1 spore crawler. It's not that hard. as we play Ring Around the Add-ons to figure out how to get a... When you said the Cloak Banshee accomplishes nothing, did you mean you literally just do nothing with it? Because that's what's happened so far. I thought you meant like it just dies, but it appears you just forgot about it. So that's... I don't know if that's worse. I think it's worse. That's probably worse. That Banshee is so well cloaked, even you couldn't tell it was happening. And you have it on a hotkey is the thing. Like, at some point, you're like, huh, maybe I should use this. Beautiful. Wall off of the siege tank, a classic Terran strat. Way to go back to the build. By the way, that changeling sees everything. Okay, so this is exactly the type of style that whenever anybody's like, I struggle with late game, I'm like, you deserve it. Because you have made no attempt at all to put on any pressure. You've given him the entire map if he wants it. The fact he doesn't have 70 drones just indicates he doesn't really know what he's doing either. So you're kind of forcing it to go late game, and then you're like, well, I struggle with the late game. Sure, but if you give up the entire map, it's like we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. It's like maybe you could, I don't know, try to attack? He knows there's a third. The Reaper died for it, which was a mistake as well, but I get it. Like, it's fine. You can do pressure that isn't designed to kill them, but just keep them busy as you go in towards the late game. You want to be on a at least semi-even playing field. You're American, right? We can talk in freedom football terms. But instead of like starting on the 50-yard line, if you let a Zerg just go to the late game, they're in field goal range already. So like, they're starting on your 35-yard line or so. They don't have to go very far. And you have to work all the way back against them. What the fuck is freedom football? Okay, let's put it this way. I was about to make a cricket reference, but all I know about cricket is there's something called wickets, right? Or is that a disease? Who knows? No, not a disease? Anyways, so what you're doing is you're giving up the entire map, and when you find, you have to fight for the entire map. That's why players like Special, and, well, most competent players are at least, like, trying to put some pressure on, so that way the creep isn't on your lawn when you finally leave the house. So what is this attack timing? You've got 1-1 done, but like, it's 7.5 minutes. You have no idea what he's doing. You're just kind of praying here. Like, I don't necessarily mind it, but you're literally walking out with your whole army. Also, here's this. This is why you fucking struggle. How many times? This is the biggest. No decision about anything else matters as much as this. Okay? I've got this. Alright? Do you see it? Do you know it? Except you didn't even build an armory. This is the Diamond Terran. Like, this is the Diamond Terran creed. Every Diamond Terran has to... If you ever want to get better, you should just look at this every single game. Because you're sitting here with enough money for 2-2, and you haven't even started your armory. You are a full minute behind and counting. You're going to be a minute and a half on 2-2, and you've done nothing. There's nothing. You have nothing. Like, you have made no attempts to play... You're like, I like to play the late game. No, what you like to play is some masochistic version of getting beat up by a player with better upgrades because you were too lazy to remember building one building. I don't care about your 100 and whatever APM. You needed 2 APM to solve this problem, but you couldn't find it rummaging around in your back pockets. All there was a bunch of salt. That 2 APM is more important than any micro you do in this next fight. Those 2-2 upgrades being so incredibly late has a bigger impact than the difference. Like I don't care if all your Marines rolled into two Banelings rolled in and killed all your Marines. It would still be more important to get 2-2. Assuming you didn't literally just die after because you weren't building units, but... There's the armory. You still don't know what he's going for, is the thing. 1,700 minerals as soon as we move out. 2,000 minerals! Yeah, you're pretending like you're gonna build things. Combat, this is the perfect timing. I like how you nailed this timing. The fight starts approximately 2 seconds before combat shield finishes. Beautifully done. Like, that was perfectly timed. You almost had combat shields before that fight was done, but thankfully you were able to dodge that perfectly. And then you fucking lost everything, and you have enough money to rebuild. Let's see, how much army value was that? Your army, when you fight, is less than your bank when you end the fight. Alright, let's just look at the... And that includes the army you're building at home. That's not even what you got over here. If this scenario is happening... Like, there's so many different fuck-ups. There are so many little things. And that is the thing. Like, Diamond to Masters is not usually about, like, do this and you're good. I mean, if you got 2-2 on time...
What did the Zerglings say to the Queen?
Nothing. Zerglings can't speak. Alright. You think they how big do you think their brains are? And also, Queens would never stoop to that level. Yeah, the no combat shield hurts, but you know what else hurts? Is not having the 60 Marines you have in the bank at home. This was a complete, like... You walked up having no fucking idea what you were walking into. With no follow-up. This is where the game is won or lost. The only reason I think... I know the game goes on longer than a couple more minutes, though he probably could walk across and kill you. But he's also a diamond player, so... He's going to have a full upgrade advantage. Like this, if I actually wanted you to improve, but really what I want is you to just give me more money, because you've sent me in like 24 diamond replays, whereas I could get from diamond to masters in 24 games. You've sent me in that many replays for 15 bucks, so obviously you have more disposable income than ability to improve, because you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I mean, what do you want? You want me to tell you how to play late game when you just given up on the rest of it? Like, do you want to play late game better, or do you want to be better? Because right now, they're kind of mutually exclusive. That's all the minerals you get now. You know how to play a better late game? Play a better mid game. Late game gets a lot easier when the Zerg player doesn't have more money banked up than you've lost the entire game. Oh. I like this scan. I'm not sure what this scan was for. Is his army there? Even if it was, what would that do? Nothing. Now we're panicking. Why? Your fault. Thank you, Moody, for 17 months. Mutation NZ. Glad you enjoy. Like, you fed him 40 supply of army, any semblance of map control you had. The build was, I'm a bitch. You went 3 siege tanks into third base with a cloak banshee you never used until you pulled it back with the select all army hotkey. It's super obvious because the only hotkey you have with any units is your 1 cloak fucking banshee, which did nothing, by the way. You invested 100 in cloak. That could have been 100 in the combat shields. That wasn't even done when you were busy sacrificing your marines to whatever Zerg god you worship, you masochistic, diamond Terran, salty bastard.
Oh, you are now in my service.
Ah, yes. And thus, the follow-up phase begins. This is the, well, fuck, his army's scary, so I'm gonna try to drop. What else am I gonna try to do? Well, we're gonna drop. What stops him from just killing the drop? It hits from the side. Thank you, Perfect Death, for that sub. We're supply blocked at 149 out of 149. But we do have supply drop. And don't let Twitch chat fool you. Supply drop is fine. You're supply blocked, supply drop. It's not like you're hurting for money. You don't need those mules. Look at this multi-pronged. It definitely just won't be a 2-course meal. Alright. So, we lost all that. I don't mind the idea of controlling the crate. Would have been a good idea before you lost all map control, but... Do you do AI replays too? Because I'm too afraid to play ladder. Here's a tip for you. This one's completely free. If you're too afraid, if you're too much of a bitch to play ladder, don't send me in your trash replays, because the first thing you need to do is not learn a better build or get some professional tips. It's to grow a pair. And I don't care what gender you identify as. I personally identify as a corporation. But grow a pair. So here's the beautiful thing, is Ultralists are terrible. So, this is actually the best thing he could do. Look at the supply. If you see Ultras, you should be like, oh, was so kind of you to gift me those Ultras, my friend. Now I feel, after I gifted you so much army supply, you decided to return the favor. How kind. Are you willing to review another shittier version of this game? Fuck you, pay me. So this is good. This is a good attempt. Like, you've caught up on the upgrades. So since we got over this, the upgrades have caught up. Like, this is the difference between Diamond, Masters, and GM. Well, I usually say Platinum, Diamond, and Masters. In Platinum, for any race, they have their plan, and no matter how terrible it might be, they stick with whatever semblance of a plan they have, regardless of whatever their opponent is doing. Or, if their opponent does something, they abandon their plan completely. Diamond, there's a whole lot of, they have their plan, and then they get sidetracked until they lose a bunch of shit and are forced to reconsider, oh wait, what am I doing? And then, the better players, like yourself, get back on track. You're like, oh yeah, upgrades, liberators, tanks, 200 supply, let's go. It only took you losing for like 8 minutes to figure out what you actually wanted. Masters players just have either the experience or the mental capacity to imagine themselves losing all their units without actually doing so, thus putting them in a much more comfortable position of both having a plan and not losing all their units. Where is HSC? Does it not say it in the command? It is on the moon, also known as Germany, the beautiful country of Europe. I'm excited to go once again. Unfortunately, you just targeted the... Wait, were the tanks targeting the rocks the whole time? They weren't, right? Were they? Literally between a rock and a hard place. So if your tanks weren't targeting the rocks, which one, meant they weren't targeting enemy units, and two, opened up more path to your infantry, you would have crushed this fight. I'm pretty convinced, like, if those tanks were helping at all... Oh, wait. Okay, that's a lot more shit than I thought. Well, they wouldn't have hurt. You might not have crushed the fight, but it would have been a lot better. Okay, so here's another pro tip. Instead of attacking ultras... instead of attacking rocks, don't. Don't do that. I know it sounds crazy. Thank you, BB-8.
My service.
Hey, Winter, what the fuck would you think of a randomized map that is just a jam of 2 to 3 different maps? I would think very little of it. The Bubulas was in the way, so instead of the Ultras being filed into a choke point, into your tanks, Liberators, and Bio through a Bubula or slow zone, you decided, let's open up some more space for them. It looks like those are free-range Ultras, and they need to, they need some space to really embrace their inner Ultra. Okay, we can't have them all jammed in. That's just not their natural way. They really want to get a nice surround on my Bio. That was very considerate of you.
That's all the minerals you add on complete. Ain't no minerals left in that cluster. Your pretty little add-ons. Mineral clusters all gone.
You might be like, you guys might be like, this game is over. He's dead now for sure. Those are Ultras. This game is not nearly over. Ultras are good, and he has Vipers as well. But never underestimate... for every player who's in Gold League or in AI League, who's like, wow, these players are Diamond? And actually, this kind of looks like a Diamond League game so far, but... eventually, I assume at some point we'll get to the, wow, these players are Diamond phase? Yes, they are way better. The Zerg didn't want to end the game? Here's the thing. Remember when he threw away all his Ultras before? He's going... I'd say the Zerg is playing this super well. He... After that one bad fight, he crushed it. He's got Vipers. He's going Broodlords. Like, the Zerg is doing it right here to make sure he doesn't come through a Bubula and end up dying to Liberators or whatever.
Ain't no minerals left in that cluster. Mineral clusters all gone.
Alright. Broodlords. Your tanks really need to fucking... I think your tanks are hitting the broodlings in there. Got freedom. You know, that was surprisingly good for you. Big Gabe would be proud. Now, if only you realized those weren't your Marines, which you're probably trying to be like, what the fuck, Marines? No, no, no. He can't tell they're changelings. I mean, he might realize, but they don't have the timer on his. So... Do you know Liberators have an anti-air attack? Like, that is about as perfect as that could have gone. That was surprisingly calm control under the situation. Now, if you were building units during this phase instead of kind of like pretending to, if you were building, how many barracks do you have? 9 barracks. If you were building fucking 16 Marines and 3 Ghosts, a siege tank and 2 Liberators, I'm sorry, 4 Liberators and 2 siege. If you were spending your fucking money, you'd be fine. But I'll be honest. I know it's hard to do that, and also actually deal with the brutes. Did you, like, lose track of your production somewhere in here? Like... These are some of the best fights you could ever have as a Terran. I like that rapid fire liberation zone. That is 14 Liberators and 11. I mean, those are the units! If this wasn't an advertisement for Liberators, I don't know what is. Do you even have range? Yeah. Well, imagine how many more games you'd win if you ever did anything in the mid-game besides lose units. Do you still find a way to lose this? I don't think so, but... Like, imagine how much better you'd be if your mid-game didn't consist of slowly losing all your units and hoping you don't die. Thank you, Arbiter 1512.
Since I started watching you.
You please, sir.
Thank you.
There is a chance we have a classic leaving the game while winning moment here. We'll see. Snipes are super nice.
Victory. It looks good on you, kid.
That was good late game control. Every other part of the game, not good. Not good. But once Liberators and Ghosts came out, this is hard. It's a B. I think it's a B, though. Here's the thing. As you get higher up, like for every Zerg that doesn't kill you, there were points where he won a fight and he could have just A-moved across. But he didn't take that opportunity. And if you continue to slack on production and upgrades, those are and then like doing random attacks that are never going to work, you're not going to get to this phase to be able to impress everyone with your damn late game. You need to survive to actually play late game Terran. And you're like, I think the masochistic part was accurate, because every other Terran player, including professionals, will avoid, and AlphaStar as well, will avoid late game like infestors have plague. But you actually are pretty fucking good at it, which is confusing. I don't know how this happened, but congratulations on that, I guess. So, at least you're not a stereotype.